Okay, this video is just to show you where a good start is to get 100% in Hole.io, where the bad starts are, and kind of just to orient ourselves with the map. So let's get a better skin here because that fiery skin is amazing, but it's really hard to kind of see what's going on because all that smoke and all the smoke and flames are going up. So we'll just pick a kitty cat here because that's a nice, easy, basic one. Okay, so right when we pull up, there are two different places where there are median strips. There is this median strip with the trees, and there's another median strip with the trees. Actually, the other median strip with the trees is right by the park that we want, so we're not in the right spot. Another way we can know is right where I started. You can see that hot dog in the bottom left corner. The hot dog is not where we want to be. So in order to kind of, orient yourself a little bit with the map, if you can see, if we go down this way, straight down this way, then we turn left, there'll be a taco here in a second. So that taco, our park is just to the left of that taco. Okay, so where we want to start is either there's a start that's right here, there's a start that's right over here, a start that's right over here. We want to start someplace by this park. Now, right where my arrow is pointing, there's a little raised, it's not where my arrow is pointing, it's right to the left of where my cat is. There's a raised square in the road. It's the same color as the road. It's hard to see, but basically sometimes it's all you'll be able to see is the intersection and that square in the road. One thing you'll notice is there's no manhole cover right in the center of the intersection. So if you start in the if you see yourself in the intersection with the manhole cover, you are not by the big park. If you see this manhole cover that's on the one side of the street like that, sometimes the map is rotated so you're facing this way, and this will be on your left side if the map is turned. So that's the right intersection. Sometimes you're right over here, and whoops, and that's all you'll be able to see is this yield sign or maybe this trash can that I'm pointing at. That's the right side too. So any of those are indicators. I don't know what the deal is with that raised thing in the street. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but anyway, that's there. So let's try a different one and a different start, and I'll try to give you another idea of kind of where you are. Again, here's that mailbox and that trash can. If we go in the direction of the mailbox and the trash can, there'll be two rows of these yellow pylons, and then we can take a right, and we'll eventually go down past the taco. Taco's coming up on this block. Did you see it? And then here's where our park is. Again, not the right spot, but there's our little raised square right there. There's our manhole cover right there, our trash can, our yield sign and lamppost. It's the one with the street light on it. And also sometimes you see the water right there. If the water's on the corner with the trash can and the yield sign, you're in the right spot. Your park is right across the street. So let's try again. We'll just close this up. Okay, bad start. Anywhere you see these billboards, it's not a good start. If I go to the left, I'll see some orange road cones. And if I keep going straight down this road and then cut and then kind of turn left, here's the courthouse and my park is right here. The park that I want is right there. When I get a little bit bigger, you can see it. Okay, so that's not a great place to start either because you don't get to your park. I don't get to my park fast enough where I can do 100% run. You can see that I have my best is 100% run. It shows there underneath, right? There, you can kind of see it where it says 0.84 where I'm at now. Underneath it says best 100%. So I actually, I'm not trying to sound like I'm a madman at this game or anything. I've only gotten it once. I got 9.95 like 3 times before I got that 100%. And I missed a manhole cover once, a light post once, and a running person once. Perfect start. See that water in that corner? Here's my lamppost. There's the manhole cover. There's the trash can. Right across the street is my park. Boom. If I was trying to get 100%, that would be a start I would actually play. If I don't start near that park, I don't even bother playing it. When you play enough, you'll start getting, this is at the right park. Okay, see the strip of trees that I'm facing. It's not obvious from the other things I've told you, but there are two places where there's a strip of trees in the middle of the road. The one where the strip of trees is almost at the crosswalk. Your park is just to the side of that. So if I'm facing in this direction, it's just to the left of those strip of trees. If I turn over here, here's my yellow things and there's my park. That's exactly where I want to be. That's a beautiful start. The other thing I know is that I don't know where I was, kind of like right here. I think I was in a spot where you could see that there was no manhole cover in the intersection. If there's 2 lanes of traffic going into the intersection on all 4 sides and there's no manhole cover, that is the intersection you want. That's a good intersection. So let's see another place where we could possibly start. If you start in a parking lot, that's a bad start. Well, that puts you by the small park. Okay, this is not the right place. I kind of knew it. I'm by the, you see these colorful buildings over here are those apartment complexes. Over here is a building that's not apartment complexes. Over here, I don't know a good way to tell you other than I just knew that I wasn't in the right spot. Kind of just because I know what's all the way around the intersection I'm looking for. But you would know immediately because you'd go this way a little bit and you'd see, oh, boom, there's that manhole cover. I got to start again. That's not the right spot. But see this long strip of yellow cones here. When you're playing in classic mode and not necessarily going for a high score or, you're just trying to win, this is a good place to start because you can eat up all these cones and then size up real fast. Directly down from these cones is kind of where your good park is going to be. Here's going to be your taco. And here's your park. Sometimes I just go straight this way and don't even grab those cones because I know I'm going to be able to eat up this park and get bigger than the other guys if I'm in classic mode and get bigger than the other guys faster than they're going to be able to find anything. And then once I eat up this park, I hightail it over to the other park, which is always catty corner to that park. It's always diagonal to the other park. Those are the 2 things you want to capitalize on. So whether you're playing classic, solo mode, battle mode, whatever, you want to capitalize on those 2 parks. So if you start in this park, you go toward the corner, go catty corner, diagonally, and you find the other park. Either way. All right, so that was a good start. Or rather, it wasn't the right place to start. But, that gave another idea of the map. Here's a parking lot. I know from experience, see this diagonal white car that's parked there? My park is right to the right. Another way you can tell is, see this car right here? It's got a little blue arrow on the end. If I follow that arrow, if I go in the same direction as that arrow, there's a parked car with a blue arrow on it by each of the parks. I just cut straight through these apartment complexes, and here's my little park. I just knew when you start in the apartment complex or you start in a parking lot, you are not near the park you need to be to get 100%. So again, if you're playing in classic mode, where you're just looking to beef up real quick, that's not a bad start, because you can grab stuff in this park, grab all these cars, and then directly diagonal from the park is going to be your other park. See, here's your other park. Well, it's not exactly diagonal. I kept going diagonally. It was like slightly up from diagonally. But anyway, so you get a general idea. Your parks are always by these brightly colored buildings, these apartment complexes. They're in 2 sets of L's. This one has 2 L's like surrounding the park. And over here, I really demolished them, but there's kind of a set of L's over here and a set of, there's an L like over here of apartment complexes, and then there's another one over here, and that's where your park is. So, yeah. I don't even really need to play this. I'm not going to do anything special here. So I'll just go ahead and close. And the purpose of this video isn't to just like do a good run. Again, it's the purpose of this video is to kind of orient ourselves with the map. And the best way to do it, again, here's my hot dog. I know I'm not in the right spot, but I do know right over here, if I go straight down, my park is going to be down and to the left. The other thing that I'll know, right here, there's, I think it's a trash can and a mailbox. If I turn left here, I can cut through these buildings. See, there's my other car that has the blue arrow. Right through these buildings is my big park. So that's another way to get to them. Boom, big park. So let's just drive around the map once. So if you show up someplace over here where you see this whole big line of cars with the water out to the side of them and the ambulances, your big park is right here. The map always stays exactly the same. People think it doesn't, but it's just the rotation of the map. It's oriented differently depending on, they just rotate it. Okay, so if we go around the outside here, there's some things of note. So when you're by these big buildings, okay, over here, when you're by these big buildings and you can't see any colorful apartment buildings, you are not at all where you want to be. You want to try to, you see the water, you want to try to start heading toward the middle till you see something you recognize. I recognize that hot dog, so that's what I would want to do. Also, you know, you've got these, you know, you're at, this is the center, because you have a road that goes straight off the edge here, and if you go straight this way, all the way to the other side of the map, there's another, it takes you right off the map on the other side. There's a road that drives right off the edge on the other side. And when you're big enough, you know, you can kind of see that. But so if you're anywhere near that, you know you're in the side of the middle of the map. So you have to head toward the middle of the map, find your colorful buildings, and from there find one of your parks. Let's do this one more time. Actually, if I get a good start, nope, this is again the parking lot. Here's my blue car. Here's my small park over here. This isn't where I want to be. Okay, so we'll close this. I'm going to go ahead and do one good run here. Again, this is not where I want to be. See the manhole cover in the middle of the intersection? Not where I want to be. There's stuff you can grab. I mean, if you were playing, you know, the mode where, you know, classic mode, and you just need to get big real quick. Over here, there's a popcorn. That's where the whole string of these yellow pylons is. And that's how I know that if I just go down straight this way, eventually I'll hit the park that I want. Again, that's just about, you know, playing it so many times and just orienting yourself with the map. It doesn't matter which direction the map faces. Eventually, you'll kind of be able to figure out where you are based on, again, here's this thing, and I don't want to be here. You know, based on what you see around you when you start. Once in a blue moon, I'll start, and I won't exactly know where I am, but as soon as I move, like the slightest little bit, I'll see something I recognize. It started me right by that manhole cover again. I can't believe it. It wants me to be there for some reason. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it to game mode. I'm going to change it to classic mode, and no matter where it starts me, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to show you how to get to the parks real quick. Okay. So there's my popcorn. Here's a row of stuff. I'm going to grab these so I can size up. Ooh, there's that spider. That way I can grab the spider. He's worth 30 points. And I go straight down this road. I'm going to hit my big park. I got super lucky and that spider was right there. But if you capitalize on these parks, and I'm taking a little bit extra time over here because I know those ambulances are worth 4 apiece, and then I kind of, you know, go underneath these buildings and cut straight through here, and I like to try to get to this park before everybody else. Again, it was like diagonal. I do, when I'm playing this mode, like to grab as many guys as I can without going too far out of my way. The bigger the better, because they're worth a lot. I do like to grab a lot of cars, but only if they're right in a row. This isn't going to be my best score or anything. I think my best is 24.79. Definitely not the best out there. That's one of the better ones that there's an actual video for. I've seen a 24.91, but I haven't seen any videos for any higher scores, not ones that are posted. Although I'm confident that there are people out there that have gotten better scores. Because I'm certainly not the best player at this game. These big buildings take a little while to fall in, and your best bet is to focus more on the smaller buildings and trying to stay near guys you can eat. See, because that guy was big enough, he's already worth 30 points. This guy's going to be at least worth 20. Yep, he was worth 20. Another guy's worth 40. This other guy over here is worth 30. And if you can just keep eating those guys, I get about 2,000 points every single time I play classic mode, and I just kind of use that strategy. But anyway, so that's my whole video. It's kind of long. That's my whole video on how to orientate yourself with where you are on the map. I hope it helped somebody. All right. See you later. Bye.